It's the National Football League on EA Sports, and we've got a pair of teams who met each other in Super Bowl V. It's the Indianapolis Colts and the Dallas Cowboys, and it comes your way next on Madden Football.
Here's the former Utah Ute, Matt Gay, to get this one started. And we are underway from Hard Rock Stadium. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. Looking to pass, first play is Prescott. That is caught by Lamb. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 16 yards on the game's first play and a quick first down. And we see the emphasis early here. Get your star receiver involved, able to do it successfully.
Not a bad start to begin with, that's for sure. And to me, this play says our guy is better than your guy's. Because, you know, a player of his stature, he won't just be single covered all game long. It's going to involve multiple people, and right away, they told the other team, guess what? He's just better.
Turns out to be a great idea to tuck that one. Good for 24 yards.
Well, that turned out better than most of the passes he could have thrown on that snap. The coverage downfield was excellent, but the containment close to home left him a backdoor escape, and they paid dearly for not locking up.
Now Prescott. Open man, the tight end, Luke Schoonmaker. Yeah, this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down.
Nice rhythm throw there on first down. He located his tight end, made a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. From the 24 now, here's second down and a yard. From the shotgun, it's Prescott. Able to hit his target, Lamb. And Lamb going to have a Cowboys first down as a tackle made at the 18. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well. So from inside the 20, here's first and 10 at the 18. Here's Prescott. And this is caught for a Cowboy touchdown. Jake Ferguson, an 18-yard touchdown grab. And the Cowboys are on the board first here this afternoon. And the QB rating right now is sky high. 4 for 4 on that opening drive, and it ends with a touchdown pass.
Yeah, I don't know quite how to figure it out. I think I need my friends from MIT to come in and help me. But I think 158.3 is the number one.
Yep, that's the
right.
high
That's
mark.
the highest you can get. That's where he is. He'd like to continue on that pace.
Aubrey good with a PAT. And that makes the score 7-0. So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. So the Colts now coming out for their opening drive. And here's a look at their leader, standing 6'4".
We're seeing it more and more in this league, how teams love to have athletes back there taking the snaps, guys who can throw it and move around and get yardage with their legs if needed. He's one of the best examples that we see out there right now. He can throw for hundreds of yards one week and then run for 100+ the next. He adds an extra dimension that really confounds defenses when he puts it all together.
Eric Kendricks in on the tackle.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
Back to throw. Here's Richardson. And the Cowboys' pressure gets there this time for the sack. Micah Parsons showing off that elite athleticism as he gets the sack.
And this is what you've got to do against a quarterback like him. You've got to keep him in the pocket and not let him get to the perimeter, because once he gets outside, that's where he can really hurt you.
3rd and 20. Richardson finds his big tight end, Mo Alley-Cox. And this will not get close to the first down marker as he's brought down at the 26. They do get 10 back, but still a ways to go on 4th.
He wasn't the primary target, but I think it was almost like a check down situation, wasn't it?
Yeah, like hoping he can break some tackles, a big tight end, but he couldn't do it.
Yeah, get it to that big frame and hope he can scatter some bodies, unable to get it done.
Fielded at about the 28. It'll be a 44-yard punt. The return goes for 8. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. Second drive forthcoming here for the Dallas Cowboys. They've got the 7-0 lead. Now they've got the football back after their defense got the stop, CD. And you get the feeling if they could score here, they'd really have all the momentum on their side.
And you just wonder right now, is the quarterback and the play caller totally in sync? Are they of one mind that, hey, what worked last time, let's keep doing it until they stop us? Or do they go to a different section in the playbook, show them something different? Either way, they want a repeat of their first drive. Someone sharp in this game. I mean, a touchdown pass on the first drive and comes right back, and he's flinging it around really well here.
Really nice throw there to pick up the first down. You kind of just feel a laser focus and confidence about him, and I think we saw that this week, didn't we? Talking to him and the coaches, they felt good about his performance coming up.
Yeah, I was really impressed with that last practice we saw when they went through 2-minute drill, when they went through all the different situations. Ball hardly hit the ground, and I thought, yeah, he might be locked in for this one.
Now 2nd and 5. They run here with Rico Dowdle. And he's down into the red zone at the 15 after a gain of 15. 1st and 10. Well, CD, a lot of times like to separate speed and quickness, and they've got a back that's both. We know that he's fast in the open field, but, man, his first step is so quick, too.
It is something, isn't it? Because you think of that type of speed getting to the perimeter and turning upfield, but also when you run those inside runs, he can get into the secondary so fast the linebackers don't have a chance to react.
And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, first down.
I can't be sure how much of that was planned pre-snap, but it certainly opens up some avenues for their offense. And if he can stay a threat to break off those kind of runs, it'll pull defenders away from coverage and open up some choice throwing lanes for him moving forward.
And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. No gain there as he kept it himself at 2nd down. Defense simply not fooled by the draw there.
Well, they were thinking run to begin with, and what they tell their defensive linemen is play the run on your way to the quarterback. If someone shows, go get him, and that's exactly what they did.
They'll try to throw now. Prescott. That's to the pylon and incomplete.
Boy, that was lockdown coverage there. He's scanning for someone to come open. But that was great work to blanket everyone. And in the end, he's just got to throw it away.
This Colts D up to the challenge so far, but they need another stop here on 3rd and goal. Prescott to throw it. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. Only able to get back a yard for his efforts, and that leads us to 4th down.
And that's an early scramble that can be viewed positively by either side. From the offensive point of view, it begins to establish him as a possibility to keep it on certain plays. And defensively, they avoided giving up a huge play in one of their first tests in containing a quarterback on the run.
And his kick is right there. It's good. So 3 points on the board, as easy a field goal as you're going to get, but I can see you shaking your head.
I love that peripheral vision of yours, partner, because to me, if it's the 4th quarter and you're up 6, I get it. But now, even if you run and don't get in, you're still setting them up to go a long field, 98, 99-yard drive. How do you look at your defense and not give them that opportunity?
So after the made field goal, 10-0 here early as the kick's away. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. And a good return, able to get out across the 35 to the 36. Second drive coming up here for the Indianapolis Colts. They'll look to get something started. They need to, down 10-0 early as they've got it 1st and 10. Here's Richardson to throw. Lets one go downfield for Pierce. Well, the corner gets a hand on it, but he still makes the play. A big play there for Indy. 41 yards.
Seems like all the fireworks in this first quarter have been on the other sideline, but here they're saying, hey, we've got some explosive guys on our side too. And that's a big play in a game that's looking like it might be full of big plays.
Off play action, Richardson. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
And that's where you're counting on a receiver's size being an advantage. They were hoping he could go up the top of a smaller DB and haul that one in. A good thought, but that time it didn't work out.
Here's 2nd and 10. Up the middle, here's Taylor. He is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2. Pretty good little two-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or two because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. Richardson looking to throw this. He'll drop this down to Taylor. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. They'll get 7 out of it, but it brings up a 4th down.
We can make this one pretty simple. Locked up all of his progressions downfield, forced to get it to his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked him down to force a 4th down?
They'll try and run the option. And he has the 1st down before he's tackled at the 5. It's 1st and goal after they rip off a solid chunk of yardage in the ground game on a risky 4th down call. $10-0 the score after 1 on EA. Start of the second quarter, and it's the Colts in possession as they go to work on a 1st and goal. They'll run here with Taylor. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of 2 there, 2nd down.
Well, I know a defensive coordinator is going to be pretty excited about what he just saw there. Great knockback by their front. And now with the ball where it is, I would expect to see the offense throw the ball on 2nd and 3rd down here.
Now Richardson. Escaping the pressure right. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Anthony Richardson taking it in from 7 yards away. And the Colts have cut it back within a score.
Hey, you're down on the scoreboard, but now your offense is in close, and this is where, as a quarterback, you say, I've got to make a play here. Doesn't matter whether it's a pinpoint throw or a scramble like this one. He takes matters into his own hands and delivers a touchdown run.
Extra point by Gay is up and good. And that'll cut it to 3 at 10-7. After the touchdown, it's Gay to kick this one away. A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. Here's the Dallas offense now heading back out onto the field. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
And strong running there as he's across midfield and down to the 49. The drive starting play, a good one. Give him 19. Good push up front and that run in between the tackles.
Let's play the leverage game here. Offensive line just got lower than the defensive front, and they were able to get their pads on them and move them backwards and create space for their running back to roam.
He finds his man complete. That's Ferguson. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the first down.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Play action now. Prescott under a heavy rush, and down he goes. That one will set him back nearly 10 yards here on first down on the sack. And this is a quarterback who's already had success on the ground in this first half, but this time they're able to hem him in.
And it's always different when you rush a mobile quarterback as opposed to a guy you know will be right back in the pocket. In this case, you got to make sure the inside pressure and the outside pressure match, and maybe even a second wave to make sure if he squirts free, you've got someone to tackle him.
It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a third down.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
Out of the gun, here's Prescott. That is caught, and he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. Got what they needed there. The drive continues with a 9-yard pickup. So he turned to a trusted, familiar face in that third down situation. It paid off.
Yeah, you go to your veteran receiver in that spot, so you can't underestimate him when he's on the field defensively. Make sure you know where he is because he understands how to get open in key situations.
And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. That'll go for a gain of 7. And that'll make it second down. And now hold everything here as the challenge flag is out. And we're going to get a review of that last play. Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Well, here's the call. Second down and 3. Prescott now. He gets it to Cooks. Yeah, the Cowboys are going to be set up with a first and goal here as the tackle made at the 9.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down, executed it to perfection. On the run, it's Dowdle. And from the 9, they get this to the 5-yard line.
That's good power football on first and goal. A lot of teams will throw from there, but that's a nice job to chew up a few more yards and get yourself closer to the goal line.
And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's second and goal. Now Prescott. Toward the pylon, but it's incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. A big play forthcoming. Here's third and goal. Prescott. In trouble, and he'll go down back at the 12. Quiddy Pay getting in there and burying him behind the line. Impressive individual effort there. No one was going to stop him around the edge.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And that's why if you play in a 4-3 base and you're a defensive end, that's why you get the big bucks. They count on you to do everything. Defend the run and, of course, get to the quarterback.
And this one is right through. And the lead stretches to 6 here. It's 13-7.
So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
So after the made field goal, back out is Aubrey to kick this away. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. Indianapolis offense ready to go again. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
The result, only 4 yards there on the play, and it's 2nd down.
Richardson looking to throw. He'll get this one to Pittman. And Pittman going to have a Colts first down as the tackle going to be made up at the 37.
Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. In motion, the tight end.
1st and 10, Taylor now.
And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line.
And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up.
We'll get an update when we come back to Miami.
Here's 2nd and 3. Richardson to throw off play action. That's caught by his tight end, Kylan Granson.
And he takes it down deep into enemy territory. A big play there for Indy. 51 yards.
Oh, big-time credit. What a play design there. They wanted to get him loose in the open field, and they succeeded. He had all sorts of room to operate in, and they finally track him down inside the 5-yard line.
Now Richardson back to throw it.
Touchdown!
Michael Pittman
from 4 yards out.
And the Colts are an extra point away from taking the lead.
There was no going through the progressions on that touchdown pass.
Yeah, nor was it necessary. His receiver won that route early, presented himself. No reason to wait. Go ahead and put it on him and score a touchdown.
Gay is on for the point after. And this puts him on top by a penny. It's 14-13. 5 plays there on that drive.
And it was capped off on the touchdown catch by Michael Pittman. Following the touchdown, here's Gay to kick it away. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26.
And now Dallas gets set to take the field.
Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it. Forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize. Like going to the county fair, you don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go top shelf. That's bottom shelf material.
And they work this well upfield across the 45.
That good for 21 yards on the catch and run.
So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. To throw is Prescott. Looking for his running back, and he's got him. And he's brought down. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last two plays.
I think the best offenses love to get the ball to their running backs in open space because they have the ability to make people miss, and they also have the ability to run over people. And if you do that throughout the game, after a while, they might just run through some of those tackles and go a long way.
Well, we saw him shed a nice tackle on that play.
Now throw right side here, going to be incomplete.
Timing's crucial in any route thrown, but when you throw an out, so many things are going through the mind of the receiver. Catching the ball, timing it up with the quarterback. Are my feet going to get down inbounds? On that play, all those things going through his head might have caused him to drop it.
Throwing, Prescott. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Kind of a fine line when you're setting up a screen. You don't want to throw it too early and have the defense react too quickly, and you definitely don't want to throw it too late, and that way it's not formed perfectly. Got to make sure you hit it just right.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. Here's Prescott. Trying to lay one up deep. And this is caught inside the 5. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. 2 first-half touchdown passes now for Dak Prescott.
And the Cowboys have regained the lead.
Getting your back involved, what's the importance there in the passing game?
Well, oftentimes you can create mismatches because who's going to cover him? And you get him into space, which is where he likes to operate with the ball in his hands. Oftentimes makes people miss, gets that run after the catch, and off he goes.
And into the end zone.
So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Their quarterback leading this offense back out. On the last drive, he found Michael Pittman on the touchdown pass. And they'll try again here, 1st and 10. Now it's Richardson.
And he will go down. A Cowboys sack.
Osa Odigizua with the effort there to earn the sack.
So this has been a lot like a tennis match, hasn't it? Back and forth. Both of these offenses having their way so far. So maybe the question isn't who's going to score the most points in this game. Maybe it's who's going to get some stops.
Yeah, absolutely. And that sack, finally a first step in the right direction for a stop. Now the Colts going to burn the 2nd of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half.
Here's 3rd and 9.
Looking to throw. Richardson can't get away, and he's taken down. Now the Cowboys going to burn the 1st of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. To punt on 4th down, here's Rigoberto Sanchez. His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. Take it at the 37. It'll go as a 42, make it a 43-yard punt. 6 on the return.
And they will take over 1st and 10. The Cowboys offense and Dak Prescott getting ready to go once more. And he's done everything you could have asked for coming in. He's spread it around. He hasn't taken many chances. And he's potentially on his way to a big game throwing the football. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. And with great starting field position and a couple of timeouts at their disposal, they'll certainly have the green light here.
Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Ferguson.
And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40.
This drive starting off on the right foot. 18 yards.
So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing, but as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
The Cowboys going to use their second timeout now, as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play.
Here now, 2nd and 4.
Now Prescott. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
Multiple players getting home there for an 8-yard loss. So, Charles, no turnovers yet for this offense, but those sacks now, they're starting to pile up.
And one thing usually leads to another because they've got to figure out how the offensive line and everyone else involved in protection can keep their quarterback upright and allow him a chance to throw the ball downfield.
Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. So this will be spotted on the midfield logo. It's a 58-yard attempt. And this one is no good. He missed it.
Well, time is of the essence. We breezed through halftime, and we are ready for the second half.
And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. The Colts getting the football first, and they trail here as we are back underway in quarter number 3. Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. And all in all, a pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially at the 34. And the Colts going to take over on offense to begin this third quarter. Well, Charles, in that first half, we saw a fair amount of offense on both sides of the football, and now the team trailing here will start with it in the third quarter.
And we both know this coach pretty darn well, don't we? Because his game planning is always on point. And now that he's getting the ball to start the second half, how about all the offense that you already referenced in the first half? He'll put that all together and come out with something really strong, I believe, to get things going here in the third quarter.
And he'll get this only up to about the 35. Only a yard on the keeper, and it'll be second down.
Well, they held him to a short gain on that one, and it almost felt like on that first run, they were trying to just throw the jab at him. So how do you stop a jab? Get closer and smother it, just as they did on that last play.
From the shotgun, Richardson.
A short throw. This is caught by Cox. A gain of 8 there on the play, and that will bring up 3rd and 1.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on second down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them a much better opportunity to convert on third down.
A yard all they need, but it's third down. They'll try and run for the first with Taylor. And Taylor, I don't think he got there. No, he did not. Unable to break free, and he's marked short.
Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to leave them with a 4th down.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level.
The Cowboys offense and their quarterback ready to go once more.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. We have not seen much on offense here from either side these last few drives. We've hit a wall, so to speak.
And have hit it hard, haven't we? Because the defenses right now, they seem to be a step ahead, don't they? Beating them to the point of attack, beating them to the punch. These offensive guys, they're tinkering like crazy. What's it going to take to get back on track?
Yeah, both sides searching for adjustments.
They run again with Dowdle.
Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down.
Defensively, though, they had a chance there to hit him for a loss. Couldn't get it done.
Looked like someone was able to knife into the backfield, but he wasn't able to get him down. But his compatriots, they were able to grab him at the line of scrimmage and not let him get any further downfield.
Now a 2nd and 10.
Looking to throw. Prescott.
Able to hit his target, Lamb.
They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4. Here's Prescott.
Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he will have a Cowboys first down. They needed 3. He doubled that. He got 6.
And that one was a lot of fun right there because that was the game within the game. 3rd and short. Blitz was on. What's the key for the quarterback? Get out of your hands in a hurry. And that was a quick little completion. Got the job done for a first down.
Cooks on the quick slant.
And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down.
Was that a design pass, or what was that?
It was built into the play call. He had the opportunity to either hand it inside, keep it himself to run it, or do what he just did. Throw that pass inside, hitting a receiver on the run.
They run here with Dowdle.
And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line.
57 yards rushing for him now on just 6 carries to this point.
We don't talk about it very often, but sometimes there's a dip in intensity when you start the second half, which can manifest itself in some sloppy tackling. And how about right there? He ran right through that weak tackle attempt.
They'll look to throw now on first down. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Ferguson. And he gets this down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be left with a 2nd and about a foot.
A running play. It's Dowdle.
Trying to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play, and now they're faced with a 3rd and 1.
Well, how about the big guy there showing some agility? He just flowed from his D-tackle position in order to make that play.
They missed a field goal on their last drive. Here they need something to even get into field goal range on 3rd down. And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. Good yardage as he rumbles for 24 and a first.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he'll fight his way down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
He's had success on this drive, but not on this play.
Finally, they bowed up defensively. I think they were determined not to let him take it pretty much all the way down the field.
Yeah, it looks like they handled their run responsibilities correctly this time. What we call them run fits, everyone was in the right place.
And here's a handoff out of the gun.
And from the 9, they get this to the 5-yard line.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
They'll come up facing 3rd and 5.
They're going to look to throw. And that is caught. Touchdown, Cowboys. 3 touchdown passes now for Dak Prescott.
And the Cowboys are able to stretch out their lead.
That seemed pretty ideal there for the offense, Charles. You take a little bit of time off the clock here in the third quarter, decent length drive, and you pad your lead as well at the end of it.
And what it does is let you feel like you're in control of this game, even more so than a 2-touchdown lead, right? Because you have taken that time off, as you noted, which means they couldn't get you off the field. You ran your playbook the way you wanted to, and you gave your defense some rest. What a big-time drive in that situation.
So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. And he won't quite make it to the 25. Indy set to go on offense once more. And they have had their problems moving the ball through the air as we take you through some of the action from earlier. This secondary has played about as well as you can. Many times they've left this quarterback with nowhere to go with the football.
The Indy offense at the line and set to go.
And Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there was a quick 3-and-out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
First play of the drive going for 14 and also going for a first down.
And this is what they're going to need more of. It's the third quarter. You're trailing. You've got to come out with a renewed sense of purpose. And that's a nice way to kick off the drive with good yardage and a first down.
That complete to Downs. From the 44 now, here's 2nd and 4. Now Richardson, he's going to keep it running right.
And he'll take this one up close to about the 45. Only a yard there on the keeper, and that's going to leave him with a third down.
Well, when you go from 2nd and 4 to 3rd and 3, that just tells you who won that battle on the last play, huh?
Yeah, first round went to the offense, second round the defense.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down.
Back to throw. Here's Richardson. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have a Colts first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the first down. And that's what he just did.
And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. 3 quarters in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Miami. It's the Colts, so they've got the football, but they've got work to do, trailing here as we begin the fourth quarter.
Richardson looking to throw this. Out of his hands quickly to Pittman.
It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a third down.
All right, this is the time of the game where they're down a couple of scores, and they've really got to get some yards in chunks, and they know the defense doesn't want to give those up, but they've got to find a way to take them anyway.
Now the question is, can they string a few of those together?
Richardson shotgun on third down. He's got his target. That's complete.
And he gets it down a yard or two shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. It'll be a gain of 6 that time as it moves the chains as well. And in a 2-score game, obviously, every play, every third down, like we saw there, magnified, big pickup.
It was a huge pickup. What they really want, though, is to not even get to third down. They've got to maximize time. And
he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
Micah Parsons picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
You can just see it in their body language. They're starting to see victory on the horizon now, and if it comes to fruition, They got to give a game ball to the front seven. Defensive line has taken charge and controlled this game. Face a challenge of stopping this opposing offense, and they've done so with ease.
Being chased out left. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. Give him 7 there on the tuck and run, and they're in better shape now for third.
I like how he hung in there and went through his progressions, but eventually his internal clock went off and told him it was time to make a run for it, and he ends up sliding down with a solid gain.
Here's Richardson to throw.
And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a first down.
This is where the NFL is headed year by year, partner. A league where just about everyone has someone under center who can get you with their legs as well as their arm. And we've certainly had a nice display of that from both QBs in this game. And that continued with that first down run.
And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10. So not a lineman, but the tight end instead this time, drawing the holding call.
And more what you're getting with tight ends are guys who are much more receiver than blocker. They may be willing, but that might not be their thing. Oftentimes, they'll be the ones getting the penalties.
And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Tell you what, partner, after he ices down, he's going to need a nice long soak in a hot tub after this one. He's been under duress the entire game.
Yeah, once again, hit as he throws. Fortunate that one wound up incomplete. So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down.
Now Richardson. Over the middle, hauled in by Pierce.
And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give him that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And that is caught. Touchdown, Indianapolis.
Michael Pittman.
His 2nd touchdown of the afternoon.
And the Colts have made it a one-score game again here in the 4th. So how about that for an answer? They get the touchdown there, and it's back to a one-score game here in the 4th.
And that's what these guys have done all game long because they've scratched and slashed their way to stay in this game. And by now, we should all realize they're not going away. Now the pressure again swings to their defense because they're going to need to find some way to get the ball back.
Extra point by Gay is up and good. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. After the touchdown, it's Gay to kick this one away.
And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. The home team's offense and running back Rico Dowdle headed back onto the field. And he has put in a full game's work and then some. Just an incredible performance on the ground to this point in the 4th quarter.
The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive.
Their lead back down to 1 score after the touchdown a moment ago. First down's a must on this drive as they start out here 1st and 10. A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete.
That was well played, but that was also an example of a corner who understands his coverage, realized he had support behind him, and could be a little more aggressive in the shorter zone, and did exactly that, knocking that pass away.
Prescott to throw it.
Outright, he finds Tolbert. He's to the 15.
Touchdown, Cowboys!
Jalen Tolbert
with his second touchdown of the afternoon.
And the Cowboys use the big play to extend their fourth quarter lead.
That's a pretty quick response to that last touchdown drive, and it seemed like they had maybe given up momentum. Well, not so fast.
No, not at all, because they ended up pushing the lead up once again, and you're exactly right. Thought momentum might have been shifting. Instead, they grabbed old Mo, didn't let him get to the opposite sideline.
So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return.
Here comes the Colts offense now as they make their way onto the field. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Taylor. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and it's second down. Fourth quarter, every drive so critical, and you figure may only get one more shot after this, so a touchdown's imperative on this drive.
It is, but you also have to think to yourself in play calling, don't hold anything back. Don't save it for the second touchdown. You got the first one for the second one to even matter.
He's got the tight end, Mo Alley-Cox. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. Indianapolis moving the chains there on a gain of 12.
Good yardage on the completion there, and when they look at the scoreboard, they do understand a field goal is not going to do them any good. My guess, they're going to press the ball downfield as far as possible, try and throw it into the end zone and get a score because they know they've got to get that done and get the ball back as quickly as possible.
He gets this into the hands of Taylor, and he's got this down to the 35. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling. But correct me if I'm wrong, you're down 2 scores. I don't think you need to rush just yet, but you can't take your time either.
Yeah, even if you don't want to commit to full 2-minute offense, you have to up the tempo, up the urgency. Maybe you're starting to call 2 plays in a huddle each time you snap the ball.
So from Cowboy territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line.
That's complete to Pierce.
And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down.
Boy, everything clicking on this drive. He's 4 for 4 now, and that throw, maybe the best of the bunch. This offense is really humming, and they pick up another first down.
Here, Richardson yet again.
And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. Good coverage downfield led to him taking off, picking up the first down on a 13-yard run.
Remember, Brandon, he ran for a touchdown earlier, so his decision to go ahead and tuck it and go again turned out to be a wise one.
And the decision is what is important here. He has made some good decisions on when to tuck it and go. And a quick shuffle pass here is complete. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. He'll get only 2 there, and it's 2nd and goal.
How about that shuffle pass? Or if you want to call it the shovel pass, that's fine too. That's one of those plays that you're going to take a little bit of risk there because you're trying to throw the ball into the middle of the field where a lot of big bodies lurk, and they can knock it away.
And they're going to get to him, a sack. Sacked back at the 9-yard line.
And now we're going to get a stoppage. A member of the Cowboys shaken up.
We'll get an update when we come back to Hard Rock Stadium.
3rd down and goal coming up here. Yeah, Richardson back to throw it. Got a man, it's Pittman, and he holds it in for the Colts touchdown. A 9-yard touchdown there, and the Colts are back within a score.
It's been quite the game for him individually, a trio of touchdown catches now.
So pick a route, any route, whatever you want him to run, he's going to do it and do it well. and end up in the end zone. This has really been fun to watch.
Here's Gay now to add the extra point. And that'll cut the lead down now to a touchdown. So that drive takes him down the field in 8 plays.
And it was capped off on the touchdown catch by Michael Pittman.
Following the touchdown, here's Gay to kick it away.
And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. The home team's offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And he has been masterful so far in leading this offense. He's kept the mistakes to a minimum. He's been on point with his passes, and he's generally been one step ahead of this defense all game long.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. Prescott off play action. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, and here's another timeout taken with 1:55 remaining. Now this is a big third down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here.
Try to take this home. They'll run.
And he won't get close. Only a yard, 4th and 3. Now the Colts going to burn the second of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. Here's Brian Anger now as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. This will be fielded at the 17. 45 yards, that's what the punt goes for. 5 on the return. And the Colts will go on offense here, 1st and 10.
So Richardson and the Colts now
Down by 7, just over a minute 40 to play. How will this thing pan out? We'll watch as they come up on 1st down.
Richardson to throw it. And oh, that one nearly intercepted. That would have sealed it. Instead, it'll be 2nd down.
The way he's throwing the football today, almost a surprise when he doesn't complete a pass like happened there, but he needs a few more to get his guys downfield.
Well, the way he's thrown it leads him to believe that he's going to get those completions. And that means the guys going out for passes, they'll run even harder because they expect it as well. Nice, well coached, a team that understands what's going on. They still have time to work the middle of the field as they just did there.
A big play here. 3rd and 2. Richardson. Pass complete to Alec Cox. And he is going to have a Colts 1st down, and he's going to have it by plenty. Able to get 8 yards there on 3rd and 2.
Obviously a big 1st down right there.
Yeah, they still got to hustle. They've got to get up to the line of scrimmage and get set. But I don't think necessarily you need to spike it, but they've got to continue to move quickly.
Final minute, 1 timeout remaining. 1st and 10.
And he overshot him there. It's out of bounds, incomplete.
Limited time left on the clock after that incompletion, so I think both sides are going to savor every second to prepare before the next snap. Because once the ball's in motion, it may be a nonstop push to finish this drive off. Everyone better be on the same page right now because I think they're going to try and get several plays off in quick succession if they can.
That's complete to Pierce.
And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49.
All right, they picked up yardage, but they've got to get up to the line of scrimmage and spike it. They've got one timeout left, want to save it.
Here's 1st and 10. Now Richardson. He'll drop this down to Taylor.
Now the Colts will use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in the game.
They'll come up now on 2nd down. Here's Richardson. Throw out wide is incomplete.
Couple extra defensive backs out there in the dime, and because of that, really not many places to throw the football, if any.
And typically, what would you want to do against that dime?
Run the football.
You want to run the ball, but you can't do it in this situation. Not nearly enough time on the clock. You're having to really navigate against a tough defense presented against you.
Throwing now is Richardson.
He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And this ball is caught. It's a touchdown. And now in the final seconds, they're a PAT away from likely getting this thing to overtime.
So that one, his 4th touchdown catch of the game, one behind the all-time record of 5.
So now this will be, in all likelihood, to force overtime. And here come the whistles and a timeout with 7 seconds left. So now this will be, in all likelihood, to force overtime. And he has got it. So barring something crazy on the kickoff, we're looking at an extra period to decide this one.
So overtime on the horizon, barring a wild finish here as the kick's away. And we will not have a return. They'll bring this to the 30. This is 1st and 10. Now Prescott.
He's going to loft one deep over the middle. And this is going to be intercepted.
Picked up by Juju Brents. And he will be taken down, and that means we are headed to overtime.
So the game will continue for at least one more play.
Cannot finish a game on a defensive penalty. That's why they get one more untimed attempt.
And it is good. He splits the uprights on the chip shot. And it'll be a good time in Big D tonight. The Cowboys have won it.
So no shortage of offense in this game, but a very clean game too, Charles. Each side got its points, but they did so without committing a single turnover.
That's so true, and it certainly felt like NFL football at its finest, right? You talk about the highest level from both of these offenses. Neither one of them afraid of taking risks, and both of them aggressively pushing it downfield. I did like, Brandon, how smart they were about going about their business, though. They were high-flying, but they took care of the ball.
Yeah, they did, and just keeping it clean in a game like this with all these points, you don't see that very often, even at the highest level. Job well done by both sides.
And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.